All right, I'm recording. I'm extremely excited, but also very nervous to talk in front of the camera for about an hour, I hope. I I lent this GoPro from my brother yesterday, and he gave me a quick tutorial, so I have no idea how this video is going to turn out. And I decided to make this video back in February, around my birthday. So yeah, I'm just gonna start. So the intention was basically for me to talk in front of the camera for about an hour without any cuts, without any filters, edits, songs, whatever, nothing. Just raw footage of me speaking in front of the camera without a script. So I come extremely unprepared, and we're in July right now, so this took a while to get made, but that's fine. And this is my first take as well. Obviously, that's the whole purpose. And I have no idea how to use this GoPro, so I put down the resolution, and I think I might have accidentally deleted everything on the internal storage. So my brother's probably going to be very mad at me, but it's okay because now I have 106 gigabyte to fill. So we'll see. I have no idea how long this thing will allow me to record. I don't even know if I have an hour worth of footage at the end. But it's fine. We'll give it a try. So we're here. My name is Marcus. I'm 20 years old. I was born in Hong Kong. I lived there. I lived in Portugal for 7 years. And now I live in Berlin. I'm German. And I'm wearing this pullover specifically because it reminds me of a time where I was a completely different version of myself. It holds a lot of sentimental value as well. And I don't know, I have so much I'd like to talk about, so many topics that I'd love to talk about. And the crazy part is, I have no idea what I'm going to be doing with this footage. I don't know if I'm going to upload it. I don't know if I'm going to delete it. I have no idea what's going to happen with it. I might put it on some random YouTube channel just for myself, but I'll make it public just because why not, you know? And I have no idea who's going to see this. Anyone could see this, right? You could be the person watching. You could be my best friend. You could be my brother. You could be one of my parents. You could be my ex. You could be my school teacher. So I don't know. You could be a stranger, which would also probably make for an exciting view, or an exciting watch. And oh, there's so much I'd like to talk about. I don't know where to start. This is so exciting. Um, Maybe let's maybe start with a small timeline. So I said I was born in Hong Kong. I lived there for 8 years, and all my life I've been very privileged in the sense that I've always grown up in a sort of bubble. So back when I was living in Hong Kong, I had an English and German friend group. I went to a German school, and then I moved to Berlin for 3 years. And in Berlin, obviously, I went to a nice school as well in a very nice area of Berlin. And then after that, we moved to Portugal for 7 years, my parents and my brother and I. And I went to school there, another German school. So I've grown up in bubbles my whole life. I feel like the moment I actually officially left that bubble was when I came back to Berlin at 18, after I did my Abitur, which is basically my A levels, and I started to study. I ironically moved back into the same apartment that we had constantly visited during summer for the years before. And I came back alone. So I left my parents behind, the reason being they were living there. And ever since I came back here, my life has completely changed. Holy shit. I can't begin to think about so much has happened. And the most crazy thing of all is that I feel like I've grown more in the last year than in the 19 years before that, which sounds insane. I learned to walk. I learned to potty train myself. I learned to read and write and talk within the first few years, and yet I feel like the last year has changed me so much more than all the years before that combined. Okay, why am I telling you this? What happened? Ooh, this is gonna be exciting. So last summer, so summer of 2025, my whole life changed. Everything changed. I had two constants in my life. The first one being my girlfriend. We had been together for 2.5 years. We met together, we met each other in school in Portugal. We were together, and then I moved to Berlin, and we did almost a year of long distance, and we broke up. We broke up, and that completely broke me. And then the second thing, my parents have been in a divorce situation for almost 4 years now. And around that time last year, it reached a height where I didn't think I'd be so involved. Like, I didn't think I could get so involved because I tried to take myself out of that situation for my own mental health. And then, well, what happened? My dad moved back to Berlin. He moved into the same apartment as me. The apartment belongs to my parents. And we fought. And he tried to kick me out. And a lot of shit happened. And that completely just broke me. And those were the two constants, right? The breakup of, sorry, not the breakup, the divorce of my parents and the breakup with my girlfriend. Sorry, I was together with my girlfriend and then the breakup happened. And that's when everything changed. I can't believe it's only a year ago. Yeah, we broke up in June, and then all the shit happened with my dad in was it April? May? I have no idea. I'm really bad when it comes to um when it comes to remembering when what exactly happened. Fact is, everything just my whole identity crashed. I questioned everything. I knew almost right from the start that studying wasn't for me. Like, it just felt so weird. I didn't feel good. It felt like the Matrix. Okay, it felt like I was doing something. At first it was fun because it was new and it was different. But within one semester, I realized that I was shitting myself. I don't know if you can say that in English. You can say that in German though. I was. This is crazy. Okay, so I questioned everything, and I fell into a deep hole. And for 2 months, I really asked myself constantly, am I depressed? Am I depressed? Am I depressed? And what did I do? At some point, I just made the decision. I decided, no, I am not depressed. The moment I admit that to myself, I will fall into a depression. Was I feeling depressive feelings? Absolutely. But did it help me, or would it help me to re-emphasize and tell myself that I'm depressed? No. And guess what? Things got better. I grew. A lot of things happened. First thing that happened, I started social media. One of the best decisions I ever made for myself. I wanted to do this for years and years and years and years, and I never got myself to do it. So I finally decided I'm going to do social media. I started off with calisthenics content, and now my content is basically just full of Marvel and DC comics and motivation. And oh, I love it. I love speaking about motivational topics and self improvement and growth and mindset. And then I actually started to get over my relationship. The reason it took a while was because there was something about our relationship that I hadn't told her when we broke up, and I knew I needed to tell her, and so I did. And after that, I thought I'd feel better. I didn't for a while, but then I started to improve. Right? I actually felt like eating. I felt like going out again. But I hadn't forgiven myself. I hadn't, and I still haven't, if I'm being completely honest. I felt a lot of shame for what I did back then in that relationship. The shame has left. I've accepted it, but it's just the forgiveness thing. I've had a lot of issues with self love in the past I mean, it became very apparent in the past year to myself that that was something that I needed to work on. Okay, so social media happened. I started getting over my ex. What else happened? What happened was I found probably I found the golden ticket that I had been preparing for my whole life. One question that I find super interesting and that I'd been thinking about for years before was, is luck real? Right? Do people are people inherently lucky? I mean, I'm lucky for the circumstances that I was born into, 100%. And there's nothing I could change about it, right? But I think it happened for a reason, right? Because in life, we get a bunch of opportunities, and some people, they take those opportunities. They take the risk, they give it a chance. And the crazy thing is, many people just don't. They aren't successful. They go through life as victims of their circumstances. They complain that they never got any opportunities, that they never had luck. What is luck? Luck is when preparation meets opportunity. And in life, you get so many opportunities. And if you end up miserable, then that is entirely your responsibility. Because you just weren't prepared to take those opportunities. And anything else to me is cope, right? So last year I got the opportunity of a lifetime, right? I started a business, which still sounds super strange. And I told my mom about it. I told my friends about it. I was super excited. And guess what? For the first 5 months, no results. No results. But the crazy thing is, it was still worth it. 100%. Why? Because I changed. I changed so many things about myself. I realized so many things about myself. I understood that I did not want to study. I understood that I was not meant for employment. I just felt inherently unemployable. That is just insane. I could not imagine working for the dreams of my boss. And I woke up. It's crazy. I woke up and I realized that for the last 19 years, I've been brainwashed and indoctrinated. Not by people. I mean, look, some certain parties have certain intentions, right? The media, the school system, maybe. But even my parents, my teachers, they've brainwashed and indoctrinated me, not with evil intent. They love me. They want what's best for me. But, there's a saying. There's a saying. I can't remember this. I can't even remember it in German, but it's something along the lines of, right? Even poison in the hands of people that have the best of intentions will still kill you. And I just had the feeling I woke up. That was absolutely. Oh, it was insane. I'm so glad I made the decision to start, and the second best decision of my life was to continue even when I had no results. And now I'm in a situation where it's going so well. It is going incredibly well. I'm so glad. I'm so happy. I found the opportunity of a lifetime. I work together with brothers at this point. Like you've got work colleagues. Some of them you might even consider friends, right? The people I work with are brothers. I could trust them with my life. I had a situation where my dad harassed me verbally, where he spread lies about me to other people, to my ex-girlfriend, to I don't know who else he told those lies to, and threatened me, not physically, but he threatened me emotionally, verbally. And I was broken on that day. Who showed up? One of my mentors, the person that has taught me everything I know about what I'm currently doing, and has been by my side and has believed in me, even in moments where I didn't believe in myself. So this thing happened with my dad. I knew I needed to get home and confront him, but I knew I couldn't do it alone. So I was like, Daniel, I need help. I need your help. I can't do this alone. And guess what? He showed up. No questions asked. He came over here and he helped me confront my dad. And this is one thing that I realized: you can and you should do business with your friends. You should. If you're on the same page with the same vision and the same goals, which we are, that's why it works. Oh, I feel like I'm just talking about a bunch of random different topics that have nothing to do with each other. Like there's no clear timeline. I had this idea of going through everything chronologically. Fuck that idea. I'm just going to talk about things that I feel like talking about. So, anyways, he was by my side, and it gave me proof that at the end of the day, this is not just about money. This is about growing, right? This is about becoming the person that is capable of attracting all the success in the world, right? Success wants a place to stay, and you get to attract it by doing the things a successful person does, right? You get to develop routines. You get to work on yourself, on your mindset. And you've got to fundamentally change the way you see the world. You've got to get out of that victim mindset, right? You've got to stop coping. This is one thing that I've realized in the last 2 months. We constantly cope about the smallest of things and we don't even realize it, right? For example, oh my goodness, yesterday I had a call, or 2 days ago, with one of my best friends, Jonas. He's seen me through everything. And he and we talked in the evening, right? And then I was about to say, okay, bro, I'm going to go to bed like I usually do. But then for some reason, I decided to tell him the truth because I had been bullshitting myself. Okay, Jonas, I'm going to scroll some reels now before I go to bed. Goodbye. Right? So, because I never realized that. We're constantly coping. We're constantly coping. Oh, I couldn't make it because the bus was late. If the meeting was important, you would have made sure you'd be there half an hour earlier. Right? We're constantly making... Oh, you wanted to meet up with me? I'm sorry. I don't have time this week. I don't have time. Just tell the truth. You don't like them or you don't want to meet them. Right? Stop coping. Or, oh, it's raining. I can't go outside. I wanted to go for a walk, but it's raining. No, I can't go. Or, I'm just cheating on my diet because I deserved it. Yes, you deserved it. Of course you did. But you've got to be 100% honest with yourself. Are you rewarding yourself in the moment? Or are you coping? I coped so much. I made excuses for so many things my entire life. Constantly, even the last year. People, we love to come up with excuses and reasons for why things don't work, why everything is so bad, why everything is so miserable. And I just can't. And that is also part of the reason why I left my old friend group. Why I quit university. Why I'm not friends with people that I used to call my best friends when I was a child. They're not awful people. They're nice people. I like them, right? But we're not on the same wavelength at the moment. And this is also an interesting thing, where I used to cope, right? I told myself that my past friends distanced themselves from me because I was going on a new path. And because, right, they didn't agree with it, or they didn't really like it, or they were very skeptical. I told myself they distanced themselves. Some of them actually did, right? But that is giving away responsibility, holding someone else responsible. That is pure cope. What was the truth? I was moving so fast, I distanced myself from them. And it's not their fault. It's not my fault. I just decided to go in a direction where I knew at this point in time they wouldn't be able to follow, which is completely fine. But I bullshitted myself. I told myself they left me. They distanced themselves from me. They didn't. I did. So, understanding where all this cope comes from and how we're coping in our day-to-day lives is so important. It is so important. And you realize that once you actually start asking questions. Is this the life I want to live? Are these the friends that I want to spend time with? Is this the right mindset that I should have? Right? I didn't have the right friends. I didn't have the right environment. Like I said, I like those people. They're nice. They're kind, right? They were there for me when I didn't know any better. When I was frustrated, when I was crying about my breakup, when everything in life was shit. But I was focusing on the shit, and that's the problem. And everyone else was also focusing on the shit. And you are an average of the 5 people you spend the most amount of time with. It's not even the most amount of time. I'd say it's you're the average of the 5 people that you have the most exchange of energy with, right? I don't see my brother every day, but we talk. And when we talk, it is pure energy, right? So I looked at my surrounding. I looked at the people I was spending time with. And the reality was, I'm on a different wavelength. I'm going places. I'm working on myself. I've got goals. I've got visions. Oh my God. Most of them didn't, which is okay. Which is fine. I still like them. But out of love to myself and out of love to them, I choose to distance myself for the meanwhile, for the time being. And I can live with it. You know why? Because I figured out in a very short amount of time who was on that same wavelength as I was. And we're supporting each other. We're helping each other, right? Everyone has their little projects they're working on. My brother, oh my God. I'm so proud of my brother. I'm so proud of Carl. At the age of 14, when the whole divorce thing started happening, he decided to just change everything. He decided to escape. He found David Goggins. He did his own Hell Week. He started reading about philosophy and stoicism, and I didn't at the time. I was busy sleeping with my girlfriend and he was already going places. And it took a while for me to also take an interest in those things and to wake up. And I'm so proud of him. He's been going places. He started social media a friend of his and him, they did social media, YouTube Shorts, Instagram, for like 3 years very consistently, and they made money, right? They had a lot of success, multiple tens of millions of views, multiple channels and communities in different niches, and I'm so proud of him. He just did it, right? He just did it. It came from a place of lack, that's true, but he did it. And now for this summer, right, he's decided to start a social media agency. And one day I got a call from him like a month ago. He was like, "Hey Marcus, I'm gonna cold call some cafes and restaurants. I need your help. Give me feedback." I am so proud of him that he's doing this. Like it is insane. It is insane. Going places at that age. And it's reached a point, right, of wokeness. Now this is, I think, a correct term of, or a correct usage of that word, wokeness. He woke up, okay? He's awake. He knows what he doesn't want in life. He knows he doesn't want to study. He doesn't want to do an apprenticeship, nothing. He knows he is going to be his own boss, and he's going to do things. He's going to achieve all of his goals, right? And that just makes me so happy. It makes me so happy. Speaking of not studying and not doing an apprenticeship, I knew deep down inside a year ago that this was going to be plan A. What I'm doing right now, the business I'm building, this is plan A. Yet I decided I'm going to study. I'm going to continue to study, but in the back of my mind, I knew I was bullshitting myself. I knew this is not it. And every single day I went to university, it just felt so uncomfortable. It felt oh my God. And then I went less and less. I did less and less exams. I even lied to my mom and I told her, yeah, it's going well. And I'm not proud of that, and I'm sorry for that. I knew I needed to tell my mom that I'm going to quit university. I knew I had to tell her because I was just, my heart was not in it. And a week ago, or 2 weeks ago almost, I told her. And I'm so glad I did. I am so glad. She got so mad. I mean, of course, Indian mom, what are you going to expect, right? She got so mad and she believes that I'm ruining my life and that I'm my ego and this and that and I'm dreaming and dream world this and that. I am so at peace with the decision that I've made. I am so at peace. I'm so glad. I am so happy that I made that decision, that I told her the truth. Now there's no going back. That's also a thing, right? There is no going back. Oh, there's no going back. It's scary, but it feels good. It feels good because I'm awake. I'm doing something. I'm doing something I love. I'm doing something where I know I'm helping people every single day. I can sleep well at night. And this is one thing that I didn't want to admit this to myself. I did not want to I did not want to admit this. I want to become rich. I want to become fucking rich. I want to have so much money by the age of 25, 26, maybe 27, where I don't have to work for the rest of my life and I can do whatever I want. I want it. Not for the money, but for two things. One, the freedom to do whatever I want. I would like to have just a massive plate of exotic fruit, right? On a beach in Thailand. I want to be able to have the best of the best steaks in the world. I want to drive my dream cars. Tokyo Drift, one of my favorite movies. I need a 350Z. I need an S14. I love Corvette. I need a C5 Corvette. And that's just the beginning, right? I need a Dodge Daytona. Oh, Cars, also one of my favorite movies. I need a Dodge Daytona, right? And if I'm really stretching it, now this is going right. This is going towards absurdity. I need a Koenigsegg Jesko. I've never said it out loud. I need it. And the second reason is it's not for the money. It's the person I become, right? Set yourself the goal of making $1 million. Just do it. Not for the $1 million, not for becoming a millionaire, but for becoming the person that is capable of producing that money. Think of the person you will become mentally, physically, emotionally once you've achieved that, right? You'll be unstoppable. You could do anything. And another thing that fills me with so much fulfillment, and this is, I think, one, I've asked myself multiple times over the course of the last 3 years, what is my purpose? What was I put on earth to do? I don't know if I believe in a God. I mean, I know I believe in the universe, but what did the universe, what was the reason the universe placed me where I am right now? With what intention? I know I get to create my own purpose. And one of the things that fills me with joy is the knowledge and the ability to make other people successful. That is my goal. I want to help other people achieve their dream life. Because your dream life should not just be dreams. Your dream life should be a goal. A state in the future that is real. Not just a thought, not just a fiction. No, this should be something that you should aim towards as a goal. A real life goal that you can have, that you can feel, that you can experience. I know I will be able to make hundreds, if not thousands of people extremely successful. Why? I don't know. I just have that feeling. I've been put on earth to do that. I know this probably sounds super delusional, right? This probably sounds like I'm completely full of myself. I don't know. I just feel it. I feel it in my heart. Because at the end of the day, I want to be able to kick a ball, right, back and forth on a beach in Brazil with my homies, right? Alchinha, kicking that ball back and forth and just experiencing the sunset and realizing how far we've come, how much we've grown. That's what I want. That's what I want. I want Fast and Furious style, right? To be able to have an amazing barbecue in my garden with a long table with my best of friends sitting at that table. Us, having gone through life together, having all followed our passions, and then somehow still just ending up together. It's all an eventuality. It's not a question of if, it's a question of when. And I know 100% that it will happen. And I feel bad for the people that have not reached that point yet, or that will never reach that point. But that doesn't concern me. I've chosen my path. And I would like to motivate anyone and everyone to follow their dreams as well. And you know what's ironic? I'm going to be fully honest with you. I am living in the apartment of my parents. I recently told my mom I'm quitting university, right? I'm living within the same four walls that have taken me to my lowest point in life. I'm not making crazy amounts of money. My team is not as big as I want it to be. And I'm not the person yet on the inside that is capable of earning millions. And I actually don't really know how I'm going to make it through the next few months, financially speaking. And yet, I know everything that I've just told you before this is a reality. And it will happen. I know it. I just know it. Knowingness is such a powerful tool. And you know how it started? It started with me last year understanding that I need to be delusional about all my goals. If you don't feel delusional, your goals are not big enough. Your goals should be so big and so beyond you that you're genuinely asking yourself, am I sane? Right? Am I thinking straight? I know I am. I know I am. Right. I've spoken about a few people. I've had a very difficult time with my parents over the past 2 years, right? My relationship with my dad is very problematic. We haven't spoken in months. And he's my neighbor, which is which is ironic. Um, One of my personal goals, right? We've spoken about the materialistic goals. One of my personal goals is to become the best father in the world to my children, and the best husband to my wife, my future wife. Basically, yeah, basically with the intention of mending and fixing what I couldn't have with my family in the last 3 years. I would like to have maybe 2 or 3 children, some cats. I love cats. And I would like to be the best father I can be. I'm thinking if I should go down the path and talk about why the relationship with my father isn't good. I don't feel like it. Not because it's an uncomfortable place. I've talked about it plenty of times with my friends, but simply because I feel like it's not really that relevant anymore, right? It's so easy to focus on all the negative things that are happening in your life. Geez, I was focusing on all the negatives last year, everything that just sucked, that was bad. And I sometimes still catch myself coping, right? It's human, right? We're humans. But I've made the decision to be positive, right? To think positively. Positive mindset, believing in good, believing in the good in people, believing in yourself. And yeah, so I'm not going to talk about my dad. I'm also not going to talk about my mom. There's one thing that actually, one of the biggest learnings. Wait, I'm gonna die if I don't drink water. Part of the reason why there was such a large fallout between my family and my ex-girlfriend, I'm not going to get into very specific details, but there's one thing that I noticed, right? And it's that because of this whole divorce situation of my parents, it took me to a place where I wasn't capable of being in my masculine energy. Like I couldn't. I tried to be in my masculine energy. No, I didn't even try. I didn't even know what that was at that time, right? I just couldn't. I couldn't be in my masculine energy. So how old was I? I was maybe from 15 to 18. Fuck, that's way too long. And what happened? My girlfriend at the time and my mom went into their masculine energy. Oh, they went into the, oh my God. It was so overwhelming. And I was stuck in the middle, right? I felt like they were pulling at me. My mom on the left, my girlfriend on the right. They were just pulling at me back and forth. And I constantly had to make decisions between one or the other. That was such a disgusting position to be in. I despised my mom for a long time because I felt like I was being put in positions where I was forced to make decisions like that. And I was angry at my girlfriend because I was trying to show her that, look, things aren't good right now. I'm vulnerable. I can't think straight. I can't, like, I'm not healthy. And yet I felt like she was demanding things of me, which she had every right to, right? There is a reason why there are gender roles. Men and women aren't equal. We have certain traits, certain functions. I wasn't the man in our relationship. I couldn't be. It was impossible. She went into her masculine energy for 2 whole years. First half year of the relationship was pretty easy, but after that, it was just wow. And it took me 1 year of breakup, almost, right after the breakup, for me to realize like I knew it back then, but now I have such an insane awareness about that situation. How, I mean, I wouldn't say I was in my feminine energy. I would say I was just a mess. I was just a mess, an emotional mess, and she was in that role. I like her a lot, Victoria. Right? We've spoken a few times after we broke up, and there was a time where we even got a little closer again. Um, and I have all the respect for her, for everything she had to go through, for everything I had to put her through. I'm still so insanely sorry that I wasn't able to be the person that I needed to be in that relationship. And, a part of me still believes that, who knows, there could be a future possibility. You don't just forget your first. It's impossible. We were each other's first. We're bound for life in a way. Our paths will cross at some point. But it took breaking up, and it took all that shit for me to grow as a person to become the person I am today. It was a necessity, right? The person I am today, if you put this Marcus into that relationship from the beginning, from the start, none of that shit would have happened. Wow, it's crazy. But it needed to happen. It needed to happen. All of it. All the shit, all the mistakes I made, it needed to happen for me to become the person I am today. So if you're going through a breakup, if you've gone through a breakup, know that it's happening for you. Everything is happening for you. And it might take months, maybe even years, for you to realize that. There will be moments where you will ask yourself, fuck, is life worth living? Will I ever find love again? Will I... Let it happen. Go through all the emotions, everything. Feel it. Feel it. 100%. Feel the emotions and let go. Let go. Speaking of let it happen, that song, I feel like that's my song, right? I mean, Saul Goodman owns a song, Better Call Saul, but I have such an emotional tie to that song. Oh, I remember my ex and I, we listened to Tame Impala so much. Every time we met, we listened to Tame Impala, and then I put my brother on Tame Impala, and I still listen to the songs today. This year, he performed in Berlin. I went to that concert, and it was one of the best moments this year. Maybe one of the best moments in the last 20 years. Just seeing that and feeling that was insane. Let It Happen. That song is brilliant. I love it. I love it. People say you can get fed up of listening to a song if you listen to it often enough. Every single time I put that song on, I'm vibing. Every single time I put that song on, I feel it. I have yet to get fed up of listening to that song. It hasn't happened, right? And when I turned 18, my brother, Carl, made an edit of my life, the last 18 years, and put Let It Happen as the song. Oh my god, I love it. I love it so much. Let it happen. Things happen in life, you let it happen. Breakups, you let it happen, right? Another person, I already mentioned him, who's seen me through all this shit, all the shit, all the ups and the downs. It's like a roller coaster. Is Jonas. I'm gonna just dox him. Jonas. We went together to school, and how we met is, or how we became friends is insane. The first conversation we ever had was about Clash of Clans. I remember I was like 12 years old. He was 13, I think, and we were playing football in school, and he was like talking about how he was upgrading his archer towers to level 10, which at the time was just wow. I was like, what? And I'm only Town Hall 7. You're so far. Oh my. Can I be your friend? And we were friends. We are friends. We talk almost every single day. We're both on this journey together. He's doing his own thing. He's currently building a social media um, following. And I am so proud of him. He's been through it, right? If you compared the way I grew up with the way he grew up, then he looks like a poor person. That sounds a little mean, but it's the truth. And one thing I admire about him is that he has never, not once, complained about the circumstances that he's in. Not once. Never, never, never. That is, I admire that so much. That's the reason he will become successful. No matter how bad things are, he will never blame the circumstances. He knows he's responsible for everything that happens in life. He's been in that masculine energy, in that healthy masculinity for years. And he's seen me through all of this. He's probably watching this right now. Hey, Jonas. Um, I'm proud of you. You're going to make it. We're going to make it. We started going to the gym together when we were 14, 15. Our gym arc started. And that feeling of having a person, have you ever had a moment where something in your life just so fucked up happened where you're like, who the fuck am I going to tell this to? That's him. He's the first person I'm going to tell it to, because it's like he knows everything. I don't know if he's seen my D yet. Probably not. That's the next step of bonding. Um, why did I just say that? Anyways, I'm glad to have him on my side. He's got the mindset. And we constantly speak about how we just know it is only a matter of time, right? He's going down his social media route, right? He's building up his coaching at the moment, and he's amazing. You should follow him. And I'm extremely proud of where he's come from and where he is now. That is the insane part, right? We know each other from back when we were kids, right? When we were kids. That's insane. There's so much I would like to talk about. I feel like my whole life I've been extremely pensive. I overthink so much. So much. I'm often stuck in thought patterns, right? In theories and hypotheticals and whatnot. And I know there are many people out there that are like that. Maybe you're like that as well. And one of the best things that I actually did for myself to get over that is I journal. I feel like that's one of the most important parts of my daily routine. It's to just take the time, sit down, write down what happened. Write down what happened, how you felt in the moment, how you feel about it now, and write down every single day what you're grateful for. What am I grateful for? This morning I woke up. I was grateful to be alive. I was grateful and I was happy and excited to have the opportunity to talk in front of this camera in a video that I have no script for, that I have no idea if I'm going to even upload in the first place. But I'm grateful I get to do this. I have a roof over my house. I have four walls that keep me safe. I'm healthy. I am young. I'm young. I'm very grateful for that. And then take the time to ask yourself, what do I want out of this day? Right? What am I going to do? What are my non-negotiables? And go for it. In the evening, sit back down, visualize the next day. Visualize where you want to be in 10 years. Close your eyes. Meditate. Do those things consistently. That's one thing I've struggled with for my whole life. I've been a master procrastinator. I've been very lazy. I'm a lazy person. If I don't have shit to do, then I do shit, which is not good. But consistency is very important. Consistency is extremely important. And if there's one thing that I have to do every single day, it's that. It's that. And this is another thing that I'd love to talk about. One of the moments that really changed a lot and gave me clarity happened, when was this? It was multiple months ago. Everyone should at some point do it, maybe even this weekend, right? Should sit down for 3 hours minimum, right? Alone. Sit down alone, no distraction, no music, right? No dopamine, and ask yourself questions. Ask yourself questions. Ask yourself, who am I? What are my beliefs? What does the best version of myself look like? Where do I want to go in life? What are my goals? Why are these goals so important? It is amazing to have a what. It is rare to have a what. Most people don't even know what they want, right? There's a saying, most people die at 25 and get buried at 80 because their dreams either remain dreams or they just stop dreaming. And once you have a what, right? Once you know what you want out of life, be materialistic, go ham. Just, I want this car, I want that house, I want to travel. Go ballistic, right? Dream. And then write down why you want those things. Why is it so important to have achieved that goal? Why do you really want those things? And then the next step is to understand that you have the power to make it reality. Not just dreams, but goals. And keep asking yourself questions. Keep asking yourself. And then once you know the why is it so important? Give yourself the reasons as to why you're worthy. Why do you deserve it? Why are you capable? Why are you the one that is allowed to have all those things, experience all those things? Because you deserve it once you accept that it is possible. It's possible. That's all it needs to be. Once you understand it is possible, you can take the next step. You can take the next step and really ask yourself, what can I do today to reach that point? And most people, they try to build their life chronologically, right? Imagine you just graduated high school. Okay, I'm going to study this for so and so long. Then I'm going to do my master's in that. And then I'm going to take that job. And then I'm going to flip it upside down. Start with the ideal life that you want to be living, right? Close your eyes and just visualize for 5 minutes the life you would want to live if money wasn't a factor. And then calculate, okay, how much money would I need? Or what would I need? What contacts would I need in order to be there? And then you go backwards. Then you're like, okay, I need money. How could I make money? Right? What could I do? And then you realize, okay, I need to be in that situation. I need to have met that person. Or I would need to have that opportunity. Maybe even, right, if you're crazy enough, not delusional, sorry, if you're crazy enough to be employed, you might even realize, okay, I might need a specific job. And then you go backwards even more. Okay, in order to do that, what do I need to do? I need to put myself in the right environment, right? I need to network. I need to find the right people. I need to go out more. And then one step further. Okay, what do I need to do in order to do that? I need to build confidence. I need to dress well. I need to go to the gym more, maybe. And then you can continue to break it down further and further and further until you realize what you need to do today. Okay, I need to do this and this and this today in order to, at some point, be able to live that dream life. But you don't go chronologically, right? You go backwards. And that gives you clarity. And you will then at some point realize all you need is contacts. You need a network. Your network is your net worth. It is such a corny line, but it's true. In this world, you have the possibility to be the dumbest motherfucker and become stupidly rich simply by shaking the right hands. And you can also be the smartest person in your field and just live a miserable life and not achieve anything. That's also possible, right? You will get rewarded by focusing on getting to know the right people in every moment, every single day. Being open to meet new people, going up to random people, talking to them, asking them, hey, you look good, I like that suit. Where are you from? What do you do? And you will build a network so that at some point, right, if you knew, hey, I want to build a house, you would have the contact to every single person that needs to be involved in order for that house to be built. And it also took the entirety of last year for me to really realize that. I need to work on getting to know the right people. And you will, by becoming the person that attracts other people on the same wavelength. It's very, very simple. Improve yourself. Don't prove yourself to others. Improve yourself. Improve yourself. Become the person that is capable of attracting other people and all those things that you want in life. And it starts with you. It starts with you and the decision you make today that you are worthy of everything you put your mind to. And we've almost reached an hour. Damn, that almost felt poetic. Wow.